It's time for Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. It's Grand Bahama's best talk show, highlighting all of the positive things happening in Freeport.
Look forward to our special guests each week that will tell you about events, activities, and initiatives that are making a remarkable impact on our community.
You'll also hear from local business owners and get a heads up on deals and special promotions. It's time to Focus Forward. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show, Focus Forward, sponsored by the Invest Grand Bahama unit of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. My name is Glendia Sweeting, Manager of Quality Assurance and Special Projects at the GBPA, and I am joined by my co-host, Alex Thompson, the Director of Public Affairs at the Downtown Freeport Business Association. What's with all the tapping?
Just making sure, I want to make sure you get it right. I want to give you a little lead in.
I mean, you I swear I think that your name changes every week. It doesn't. You're still Alex Thompson.
But I think you need to emphasize the best talk show. When you say that, I need to, give your voice some inflection.
Okay.
Because this is the show that people listen to and they watch to find out all the positive things happening in the city of Freeport.
Agreed. But I believe you bring all the energy, so I don't have to bring all of that too.
Okay.
It'll just be too much.
We're
doing a lot even with the colors today.
Okay.
Right?
Feeling the little artsy move.
Yeah, so we are in MOSAIC. MOSAIC is located on East Sunrise Highway here within the city of Freeport. We are so grateful to the Grand Bahama Artists Association for allowing us to be in this space today. And of course, they've been doing so much around the city, particularly with Crafters Academy and the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and also members of the Freeport Fashion Week Committee. So we want to get into some conversations today, and we really want to talk about that. But Alex, let them know where they can find us.
They can find us everywhere. First of all, like and share with your friends and your family and everyone. Then you want to pop over to the GBPA page. Go ahead and take a look. It'll show all where you can find us, because we're on ZNS, we're on Dove, we're on radio, and all the different times that we're on. So we want to make sure, and of course, you're watching us on Facebook as well. So we want to make sure, just tune in and put a little comment to the bottom there and let us know if you want to see us somewhere else at whatever time. I want to give a little excitement to the color that my co-host is wearing today.
Why, thank you.
Because MOSAIC is the home where art lives.
Yes.
And so we couldn't come in here and plain colors. We had to give it its props.
We had to come ready.
We had to come ready. We had to
so
come.
I hope we're doing it justice.
I
like my black and my professional colors.
Yeah, let's put in the comments. But
we did it different
today.
We did it a little different today.
And we want to thank, of course, Invest Grand Bahama for always sponsoring us.
Yes.
And we're so thankful that they're going to be sponsoring so much more shows in 2026. A little, promotion.
Of course, we appreciate it. We always do. We always do. So we want to get into the discussion today, and we want to talk with our wonderful guests, and it's so wonderful to have them here with us again. And I know you've seen them. We had a part one to the show a few weeks back, Alex, and we would have been talking about Crafters Academy and what was coming. So it's happened, it was here, but there's so much more, because we have to be able to talk about the details, what was created and what happened in the room. And we want to know about the partnership and how do all these people get together,
and they bring food.
Okay, Lord of mercy. Okay.
Crafters, crafting something.
So
making.
They are crafting, but they're not crafting food. I think you need to eat before the show so that we don't have to talk about food all the time. But anyways, if we can welcome to the Focus Forward Roundtable, not for the first, second, third, or maybe even 10th time.
She can come as many
times
as
this lady, yes, every time she wants to come, we certainly welcome her, and we're very, very grateful to have her with us today. Mrs. LaShawn Dames, the Business Development Manager at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and of course, she wears a lot of hats,
Hats?
Yes, she wears a lot of hats
today, but she wears hats.
So today we want to welcome you, Mrs. Dames. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Certainly a pleasure.
She's
certainly
always
a pleasure.
Money. I wonder if she brought money today too. Let's see. We'll come back to you, Ms. Dames.
Alex is a lot.
The next guest.
And we also want to welcome, as a part of Crafters Academy, she is also a member of the Grand Bahama Artists Association, and one of the persons that's just so happy to have us around today in MOSAIC, Miss Lisa Cadella, who is the creative consultant for Crafters Academy, making these things happen. Welcome.
Thank you. So happy to be here to talk about Crafters of Grand Bahama at Crafters Academy.
And
Thank
of course,
you so
in
much.
MOSAIC.
In
Art
Mosaic.
happens here.
Art happens
Which
here.
is so
Yes.
beautiful, right? I mean, just look at it. It's so beautiful. Hopefully we can have some B-roll where we can share some of this with you guys as well.
I'm trying to get something home.
You can do that.
Where's
You
your
can do
wallet?
that.
Where's your wallet?
We weren't talking
We
about
buy
money
art.
and
We
that.
buy art here.
There. We have a next guest
Okay.
on the table.
And if we can, welcome here again back to Focus Forward. I believe the last time we had her on the show, we were talking about Freeport Fashion Week. And she is the runway coordinator. She is the lady that makes everything happen on that stage.
I love it.
Yes. She runs the show, and of course, she's a part of the wider committee, and so we are very delighted to have Ms. Colette Parker.
Thank you so much, Glendia and Alex. It's a pleasure to be here again.
I know you got something
good to
involved
have
in
you.
dance. Are you dancing for us today too? Are we to clear away the room and just see some
Another
Not
lady
today,
with
Alex,
many
not
hats.
today.
Another lady with
talents,
many
many
hats.
Not today.
So if we can come over to you, Mrs. Dames, because, you know, every time we have you coming here from the Grand Bahama Port Authority, it's either business or a workshop, a seminar, something that is being offered to, or money, that's being offered to the community of Grand Bahama and to persons that just really want to be a part of something great. And so Crafters Academy would have happened very recently. Yes. And what have you guys been doing? It's something different every time. What's happening?
Well, every single time, and I'm going to leave a lot of the details up to Miss Cordella, who is our creative consultant. But yes, we have been up to a lot. So this past week, Thursday and Friday, we would have hosted our third cohort of workshops. This one was called Crafting Couture, right?
Crafting Couture.
Crafting Couture. And
I missed the invitation for that one.
Do you follow us on Facebook?
On Facebook?
do.
You do?
I do.
And did you check that junk mailbox?
Glendia
Make sure it
must be
didn't
had
go
me
there?
working hard.
Probably she did.
Not hard enough.
Probably she did. Probably she did. But this past workshop was, I think that it was one of our best workshops to date because the creativity in the room was incredible. We had the inspiration of some local fashion designers, part of Freeport Fashion Week, and they were able to help us in guiding the participants through making an actual straw handbag. We'll show some of those a little bit later, but we had some veterans in the industry walking our participants through creating these beautiful high-end couture handbags crafted of straw. Right? For me, that was incredible. I've seen straw handbags. I'd never seen anything like these that we did. And what was so amazing was we hosted 2 days of training. Our maximum capacity for the class was 30. The class was oversubscribed, but at least 80% of the persons in the room were novice, had never handled straw
Any type of experience like that.
in that way. And so we were able to take them from a plain looking, it looked like a table mat, through a fully designed handbag that our team is now working to help them with the finishing touches. But it was all handcrafted, beautifully created. Some of the fabrics that we work with were incredible. They were just showstoppers. And so just as our creative consultant had planned, we were crafting couture and taking a plain old straw bag to runway ready. That's exactly what we had our students do over this past week. And it was incredible. It was amazing. And as the business development manager at the Port Authority, we were proud, extremely proud to empower these young women, some of them a little bit
Mature.
mature. Thank you for that. Right? We were extremely proud to support this event because we are creating entrepreneurs as we move along. And it was a wonderful process and just extremely excited about it and where it's going from. Yes.
You forgot a very important aspect of that training. It was 100% free.
Oh, yes. It was 100%.
100% free to the
Alex
participants.
never misses the money.
No.
Now, I will throw a small caveat in there that because of the cost and the quality of this workshop, we allowed the participants to purchase the handmade pieces that they did at a nominal fee of $25.
Okay.
But the the quality of the training and the instruction. They touched on a number of pieces. Well, we were talking about the value chain in the fashion industry, but we wanted to bring it more specifically to the handbags that we were creating, and just showing them their placement in that process and how they could truly use it to create opportunities for themselves. That right there was the most inspiring for me. And so as the Port Authority, as a representative on the Port Authority side, we were incredibly proud to be able to sponsor this event and to empower these women to be able to do this.
Okay, and we definitely appreciate that.
Lisa, you're the creative, person here, so I
She
need to
really
know.
is.
I need to know.
We're all
really is.
creative.
We're all creative.
You're all
I'm creative too, by the way.
Yes, you are. I know you are.
Don't encourage her.
So I want to ask, why this course? How did it come about from idea to come to fruition? Why?
Well, like most creative endeavors, it's a team effort, right? So even if one of us has an idea, by the time everyone else chips in, it morphs, it becomes something unique. And that's also the case with the courses, the workshops that we offer. This is the third workshop that we've offered at Crafters Academy. We started with designing wooden coasters. Then we moved into what we called Go and Coconuts, where we created crafts with coconut shells.
And I've seen your stuff from that, which I really liked.
Right, thank you. And then this one, Crafting Couture, is where we finally made the connection between high quality craft work and high fashion. So that's where people from, the designers from Freeport Fashion Week came into play. We had Pastry Boy and Edilzabeth from Bella, BC. She came in, and basically their role was to inspire the participants in the workshop. Because like LaShawn said, we started with what looked like a placemat, a straw placemat. But really that was the blank that we would start with. And our instructor, Vernetta Frith, and her of Strawtacular, and her sister as well, Rogana Wilschcombe, they were the people that gave all of our participants the background to get to this point, because we're only working with the straw flat, but we want people to understand the material they're using and appreciate the work that's already gone into it. So somebody went into the bush and picked the silver top palms, and they talked about that, and they talked about the plaiting of the straw and the types of straw. So we got an overview. We didn't plait straw in this workshop, but we got an overview so that the participants could appreciate themselves what went into it.
To get that flat piece to start off with. That mat to start off
Exactly,
with.
it doesn't just come out of nowhere. There's already a whole lot of heritage in that piece by itself.
I'm so glad that you did that with them, though, so that they're aware, because even that gives value to what they're creating.
Exactly.
They have the history, the worth, the value, and then of course the couture, meaning it's not just a plain straw bag. We're adding some things to it.
The heritage, the culture, and the couture, and I love that. So we want to come over to Ms. Parker, because Ms. Parker, no one would have never thought that when there was Freeport Fashion Week the first time and then the second time, Rip the Runway and all of the activities there, no one would have ever thought that someone would say, hey, how about we put Freeport Fashion Week and Crafters Academy together to create couture. So tell us a little bit about the partnership with working with the Grand Bahama Port Authority and Crafters Academy.
Well, Freeport Fashion Week, if you have not been told or if you're not aware, Freeport Fashion Week is a platform for local designers. And designers can be inclusive of persons who have handcrafted design bags or anything from garments. So anything that's locally based, that's what Freeport Fashion Week is for. We wanted to create a platform to give them an opportunity to showcase whatever designs they have. And so that's how the partnership came about between Freeport Fashion Week and the Crafters Academy. And I don't know if you're aware, Glendia, but we did have two local designers. Baha Gala, she makes handcrafted jewelry. And we also had Aurelia Bow, Magnolia Design. She makes couture straw handbags as well, and so they showcase their pieces on the runway this year, and we were very excited to include them in Freeport Fashion Week. So going forward, hopefully we'll have some new upcoming designers from Crafters Academy, and we'll be able to give them that opportunity to display their crafts in Freeport Fashion Week next year.
I like that.
Yes.
You inspired them to get to that place.
Yes.
Great opportunity.
Because that's what the opportunity is for. It's for them.
And are there any other designers? I know Anthea Bullard would have been one of those. Are there any other designers you wish to mention, or just give a quick shout out to that?
Well, I like to highlight all of the designers because I don't want to do that. I'll highlight all the designers that we worked with because, you know, it's their passion, it's their talent, and Freeport Fashion Week is there for them to showcase what they have. So this year we worked with Bella Visi, as she mentioned, the pastry boy who is the winner of Rip the Runway this year. We also work with Kanai. His name is Nathan. He's a local designer from Freeport, Grand Bahama, but he resides in Nassau. And he was able to take his talents off to Canada this year to showcase his pieces. Nice. And that was a part of the Freeport Fashion Week committee. Thanks to us putting on that display, somebody from Canada saw his pieces and wanted to bring them to Canada. So we were very excited about that.
Amazing.
Yes, yes. We also had Anari. He's been a part of us from the beginning, D'Angelo, so thank you so much, D'Angelo. He has some really great pieces. Gustavus Augusta always has his great pieces, his suits that was on the catwalk, and I think that's about it. And Hador, of course, we can't forget Anthea. She is
the collection,
of course, we can't forget Anthea. She's a part of the committee as well.
Yes.
And I don't know if you saw recently, but she designed a custom gown for Aisha Bo, who's an astronaut, so who sent Thea. So
wonderful. We have so many wonderful creatives.
One quick question.
No, you can't, because we have to look at some of this stuff, and you can bring your question out while Ms. Dames is getting some of this good stuff.
As Ms. Dames brings some of those stuff up, right quick, why? One question, why do it? You know, people want to say, what's in it for you? What's in it for the GBPA? What's in it for you?
Oh, of course. So as I would have shared, we had a significant number of novices in the classes, right? So that right there opens the door for opportunities for these novices to now become licensees of GBPA. We do offer a micro license, which starts at a nominal fee of $300 per year. But that allows you all of the benefits of what the bigger businesses get. So you have the opportunity to have a business of the week segment. You have an opportunity to be featured on Focus Forward, this beautiful platform. You have the opportunity to participate with us on marketing and promotion initiatives. You have the opportunity to participate with us on business exposure initiatives, which we are getting ready to host one very, very soon. Okay. So becoming a GBPA licensee offers a tremendous amount of benefits to entrepreneurs. And so this platform here gives them that springboard where they can come in at a low cost, but be able to benefit from all of the services that all of the other larger licensees have to benefit from.
Okay, now I know we have to kind of wrap up and wind down, but just in the last few minutes, tell us a little bit about some of these pieces that were created on Thursday and Friday.
Okay, so
2 days.
Yeah, well, one day. There we go.
One day.
Okay, so go ahead, Lisa.
So this is what we were talking about, the flat. It starts like this. It really does look like a placemat, but what we do at Crafters Academy is try to encourage everyone to really tap into their own unique creativity and imagination. And that's where we get the little jump start from our professional designers who came in the room to show us what they came up with. And you'll see theirs in a second, but when you look at the imagination that came out of it, from this, we got this.
I love it.
Amazing.
I like the tassel, and I think I like obviously what the designers would have encouraged them to explore, be more creative, come out of the box. I love the shape, I love the handle, I love the tassel, everything.
And these bags that you're feeling right now,
nice.
They're in a stage where
I like that one.
Right? So they're at a stage where they're not complete. They're at a stage where they've done their designs and they have a lining, and now Startacular is going to take these and complete it by putting on the binding and whatever finishing touches they need. So that's what we could do in one day.
One day.
But bear in mind, these are novices, right? These are persons, they don't work with straw, they're not vendors. These are your everyday person, and this is what they created in the space of a few hours.
And we feel it's so important that they can do that they can look beyond the obvious and tap into their imagination, because innovation is what is going to take Grand Bahama to where we really belong. And thank you so much for supporting us. And innovation and culture.
And using our heritage to be able to do it.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Wonderful, ladies. That's all I can say. Wonderful.
Thank you.
This is great. We really appreciate you coming. Crafters Academy continues to do great things within the city of Freeport and helping the novices. You said it so eloquently, the novices. But I would be like an amateur in the seat because I really don't know how, but I would definitely be interested in learning one of these days when I can get some time away from the office. So thank you so much, Ms. Dames, Ms. Cadella, Ms. Parker, for joining us today. And hide your pieces from Alex. She may take them when she's leaving.
You can always place an order.
Right. So we'll see how it goes. But we're so delighted to have had these ladies join us here on this top segment talking about Crafters Academy and the relationship with Freeport Fashion Week, and of course Ms. Lisa Cadella, who came and talked about everything that they would have done over the last 2 days, or, well, not 2 days ago, but a few days ago, Thursday and Friday of last week, so the persons can learn how to tap into their heritage, utilize their culture, and create some couture. So we have so much more coming after this quick commercial break. Alex is distracting me with all of the pieces she's going to put in her bag to take, but we'll be right back right after this.
Welcome to Uniquely Different Apparel. We are the men clothing store where we carry suits in different sizes and styles. Slim fit suits, modern fit suits, regular suits. We have paisley pattern suits. We also do wedding attires, and we specialize in personalizing your men. Everything pertaining to the man, from bow ties, neckties, belts, suspenders. Also designer shoes such as Giovanni. We also carry the wingtip, bow tips, clergymen's attires, the collar neck, tab collars, long sleeve shirts and short sleeve shirts. And coming this season, short sets for the ladies. We have a little tab, ladies handbags. We are located in the Raven Mall. Phone number is 808-5604.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Hi, everybody, and we're back here on Grand Bahama's best talk show.
There you go.
Focus forward.
Get it right.
You like that?
Uh-huh.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah.
So we're here talking about Crafters Academy and the partnership with Freeport Fashion Week. All of the good work that the Grand Bahama Port Authority is doing with both of these particular entities. And so we're very, very excited to have the conversation and to even have some of the designers around our round table today. This is not a first for us. Normally we get one or two. I think we would have had Anthea Bullard before.
That's right,
And,
we did. Part of Fashion
we
Fair
did
Fashion
have Bella Visi before.
Week as the winner of the Rip the Runway the previous year.
Yes, and now we're having conversations with them as a part of what we're doing here with Crafters Academy. So this is very exciting.
Big news.
So it's beyond Freeport Fashion Week.
Big things.
It's beyond Rip the Runway.
Bigger things.
Yes, and we're growing.
And
All
sponsored
right.
by the GBPA.
Yes.
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 And
She
that's
likes
our
the money.
mama.
So
I
we
like the
definitely
money.
want to jump into the conversation, and we want to extend a very special welcome back to the roundtable again. Mrs. LaShawn Dames being here with us, Business Development Manager of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. And of course, for the very first time here around our roundtable at MOSAIC for the first time,
What happens here?
Mr. Dominic Russell, who is also a designer and would have been the winner of Rip the Runway for this year. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank
Hail
you, thank you,
King.
thank you.
Yes. And I
the
do believe, if
winner.
I remember correctly, when the Grand Bahama Artists Association had the Art Lucaya event last year, you would have had a piece that was submitted. It was a dress with some Rose petals.
Yes, it was a dress with handcrafted petals that I made from paper.
How many petals?
3,000.
Oh my
1,000
goodness.
petals.
Amazing,
I did it in
amazing.
3 days.
You did it in 3 days.
3 days,
I was trying to lose
3,000
weight to fit
petals.
in that dress, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. And again, we want to welcome back to the round table Miss Bella VC herself. I know the first time I met her, I thought her name was Bella VC, but her name is just as beautiful as the name of her business, Elizabeth Newball.
Thank
welcome
you for having
back
me
to the
again.
show.
Thank you.
You're back.
Yes.
You're growing.
Yes.
Expanding.
Yes.
We're going to talk about what you're doing now. So, we're with royalty, you know.
We are.
Rip the runway.
We are.
I'll say king and queen. I'm going to join next year.
Lord of mercy.
I'm inspired.
This is going to be interesting. So, Mrs. Dames, as we continue the conversation and we're talking about Crafters Academy, I know that the designer, Mr. Russell, would have been there with us as well.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about what was happening in the room and why have the designers present? Could it have just been crafters? Was there something special about having them in the room?
Okay, so having the designers present with our participants for this past training, or the training this past week, was important because we wanted them to get that hands-on experience working with the designers, learning about how they come up with the concepts that they come up with when they design. We wanted to teach them about this process of how this is made. So you start with a piece of straw, which is actually more virgin than this because you're picking it, you're drying it, you're processing it, you're plaiting it, and then you get to this point. And then from this point, you go to this point. What does it take to get to that point? And so having those designers present was critical because they were sharing the knowledge, the skills, the years of experience and influence that they have had with the participants, because we want to help them grow, help them to be as creative as they can, and obviously to produce pieces as beautiful as the designers did themselves.
Yes, yes. It is gorgeous.
I can touch it.
Look at
And hold
it.
it.
Hold it.
And swing it. And see if food in it.
There's no food in
There's no food in it, but I was just checking.
food in it.
But it's just that I just think it was, the fact that you started from here and ended up here, so, I mean, Dominic, tell us. What
So, a lot of people were asking me, how did I get this design? And believe it or not, I was in the kitchen baking. And those glasses that has like the sugar and the flour, the canisters. And I was like, okay, I need to have this ready for tomorrow. And I was just baking and I was like, maybe I should just make it look like a canister and it might look like a purse. And I made sugar.
You did, you made sugar. Now tell us quickly, so, LaShawn calls you and says she wants you to be a part of Crafters Academy. How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts about it? And what's happened since putting in the time for those 2 days?
Well, I was excited to be a part of this because, a lot of people wanted to have that opportunity to express their inner vision through craft, and we don't have a lot of businesses that contributes and help us with doing something like this. It's really costly to get something like this done. And when they told us that, okay, we're gonna do this, we have a sponsorship and we have all of these things to get this together, I was like, I'm gonna be on board. They dropped us off this and I was like, what am I gonna do with this little small thing? And it came in a little envelope and I just got it and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I just sat down after coming out of the kitchen, I said, I'm gonna do this. And within about 3 hours, I was able to create something like this, beautiful. And this can't open, because everyone asks, it can't open. So you can put your cell phone in there, you can put anything inside there.
My cell phone can fit in there.
There you go.
All 3 cell phones. Go ahead. Drop them in.
And you could probably fit something in there.
Yes. A snack.
Take it to the restaurant.
Awesome. No, and it's lined.
It is.
It's lined.
It's lined.
It's lined. So how do you see this particular class and what you've done contributing to our culture ecosystem here in Grand Bahama?
Well, let's start off by saying that it's made from a tree. Let's start off with that coconut tree. The thatch. Okay? Straw has been around for a long time. A lot of times people see straws as basic stuff, and now we're starting to expand with more creativity. And who would have ever thought now we would be having purses like this?
I agree.
You know, regular straw bags used to just be the big bags that parents used to just put the beach towels and stuff in. Now we're here with these little extraordinary couture bags.
Couture.
Yes. And it's also still inspired by one of my famous, I call him famous, straw designers, Harold Taylor. You know, I love his bags. They're amazing bags. I always said if I wanted to make bags, I wanted it to be like that. And I created Sugar.
Sugar.
Oh, that's in the name.
That's
we
the
love
name,
it.
Sugar.
Okay. Somebody probably is going to want to buy sugar. Is sugar available for sale?
Pastry boy, sugar baby sold.
Sugar.
We have a next guest. The camera should
I guess it's been sold.
The camera should pan to the next guest.
I
You can ask
guess
him a
it's
question.
been sold. So
Yeah.
we do want to talk to Elizabeth Newbob because we know that the first time you would have gone into Rip the Runway and you would have had a wonderful experience yourself. Let's talk a little bit about your thoughts around fashion. How has your experience in the fashion community in Freeport, how do you feel that fashion has evolved?
Okay, so I am a 21-year-old designer, so I'm pretty new in the industry as well, having only started about 5 years ago. So I do think Freeport fashion is in a state of growth, and we're kind of moving away from the typical resort wear, but still keeping the cultural identity. And I think we're on our way to being a fashion hub, the fashion hub of the Bahamas. And I thought this was a creative idea to get fashion out there to other people besides designers, to still be inspired by designers.
Okay, that's wonderful. And so I can imagine then in your experience, there's been some times where you would have worked on some cultural pieces
Yes.
and things of that nature. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so I actually would have just finished my project at the Celebration Key that just opened. I made the Bahama Mama and Papa outfits, and that was a big project for me because it really had everything to do with Bahamian prints and trying to keep that straw doll and that Bahamian flowy aspect of the design. And it was really fun to make it and kind of see it all come together when at the grand opening.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Let's not gloss past that, okay?
Yeah, because that's going international,
Yeah,
right?
she's like, she's on the big screen. She's on the big stage. Everyone that came in and come down is going to see her design of the Bahama Mama and Papa. Hope you made us look good. you know, want to make sure we put that. And I like that she said Freeport is becoming the hub.
Yes, yes.
But I see something over there.
Yes, so you would have created this piece here as an inspiration for some of the persons that participated in the workshop. So tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so this is Carolina, and I wanted to keep the natural color of
Oh,
the
how you
straw.
pushing sugar aside? What you doing?
Hold on, I'm just giving Carolina a little of
I wanted to keep the
attention.
natural colors, so I kept the rose gold champagne with the beaded fabric, and then I also wanted to add a different layer of texture with the ostrich feathers, and again the dainty strap there. So there is some versatility with Carolina where that strap can come off, that strap can fold in half, or you can keep it long like that. So you have 3 different ways that you can wear it.
I like it. Again,
Very
back
nice.
to the creative couture.
Yes.
Who would have ever thought putting feathers on this bag?
On a
and-
purse,
On
yes.
a purse, and coming from this. It came from this.
Yes, it
Came
did.
from this. You have some more stuff on it. You have fabric here, and sequins, and beads, and pearls. So Sugar and Carolina. I mean, just the name of the bags and all.
That's nice.
I'm like, okay, we got it. All right, so
I want to hear about the experience with the participants, Mr. Russell, because we know that you're a designer, which means that, of course, sometimes you may collaborate with some local artisans, etc. However, in this instance, you were one of the trainers. Tell us about that experience.
It was actually an amazing experience. I was going in there and I saw so many people with training in pageantry. I know that training, the more mature is a bit more difficult. But when I went in there, everyone was ready to go. They were excited to see me. They were like, oh my God, we have one of the designers here. And I had the opportunity of assisting a lot of them, like really hands-on, helping them cut. When they had like, I didn't know what color to use, this color didn't match, I was able to assist them by bringing other colors, and they were just so excited. They were like, okay, can we carry this now, or can...
Did you go off on anybody?
I did not go off, but they actually got me to go in the front of a machine.
Okay, so all right then.
A commercial machine.
All right, so we get it. Because, they say creative and designers are very temperamental. So I'm just checking if anybody pushed your buttons. I want to know the real deal.
First.
I want to know the real deal. So both of you were in the session?
No, I didn't get to attend.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us a little bit about who helped you, and same question for both, right? Who helped you to break into the industry of fashion?
Ooh. Okay, so as a little boy, I loved colorful things, and I always watch fashion shows on TV, and I was like, I wonder if I can be able to create some of these looks myself with the things that I have in my closet. Granted, a lot of people used to look at me weird when I wear a lot of Mitch Max things, but eventually it started to catch on to people, and then I noticed that a lot of people did it, and then I realized that some of the ways that I was doing it was not correct. So as I started to continue to watch and to learn, I started to get the feel of what was going on. And then there were a lot of things that I wanted that I couldn't afford. So I was like, maybe I can do it myself. So I started to go to, I think the name of it was the Sewing Center.
Yes. You are very young.
I let my grandmother take me to the sewing center, and I used to go inside there, and I just used to get a lot of tricks, and I used to get t-shirts. And I just used to be adding things to the t-shirts and wearing them out to Port Lakaya. And then people started to say, oh, these were nice. Can you make me a piece? And then I started to do things for my friends, and it just expanded. It just took off, and then pageantry came in, and then I had to make things for my girl, and costumes and fashion. And now I'm here making straw bags out of an 8-inch by 14-inch table mat.
So kudos to Grammy. Yeah, she's like, she took you to the sewing center, like, lights went off.
What about you, Ms. Newball?
Yes, so like I mentioned, I am a pretty young designer and I'm new to the industry, but I think my big break was last year when I won Rip the Runway. That was really exciting. Just like now, working with a different medium, at that time I had to work with paper and create this paper gown and create this other element out of the paper and the records. So I think that was my big foot into the industry.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, well, it sounds really good.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're all the way in there, both of you. Definitely all the way in there. Ms. James, I know we have to wrap up, but tell us again, you know, it's really important for people to understand why these partnerships and why this work with the Grand Bahama Port Authority behind the scenes is important. So just wrap us up with that, please.
Okay, so really quickly. So we all know that there is an enormous tourism boom that's happening in Grand Bahama. More than $3 billion in new investments. However, 1.8 or more of that is focused and targeted specifically to the tourism sector. This is just one of the ways that we are able to empower the local artisans and craftsmen to create authentic Bahamian pieces that can be sold to the guests, that can be sold to our locals, because everyone wants to have a little piece of what our paradise is, right? And so we see this as empowerment to small businesses and entrepreneurs. We see it as an opportunity to create authentic for the industry because it needs it. When you think about the fact that we have more, that by the end of this year, Carnival would have brought more than 2 million passengers to our shores. What are we going to serve them with? What are we going to present to show them how unique, how creative, how spectacular we are as a people? And so through the Bureau, this investment in crafters is what I see this as. We are empowering our people to become more, to do more, to be better, and to be grand.
I love that. To be grand on Grand Bahama Island, right? Yes. So I like how things are coming together. the Port Authority is working towards investment continuously and has been for how long now, right? And of course, we're seeing the fruits of the labor of those that would have worked in that regard. And of course now the next thing that needs to happen is what's happening right now. We're helping persons to prepare and giving them opportunities.
Right.
And when Mr. Russell said that, hey, you know, you're going to have, this is very expensive to do, but all of the pieces are going to be provided for you.
Everything
That
is
makes a lot of the difference. So thanks to the Grand Bahama Port Authority for the work that you are doing. Please continue to do so. We need it. The vision is necessary, but the work is even more important. So thank you guys. And thank you so much for being with us today. And the invitation remains open. And of course, we look forward to being able to share more with all of you as we continue to have this wonderful Focus Forward show today. And so we have one more segment coming up. It's about some fun stuff that's about to happen here within the city of Freeport. And of course, the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board. There's going to be lots of food and all of the drinky drinks that Alex likes. And of course, we're going to be talking about some of that and some of the players that are going to be visited by some of us. Sip and shop. That means you have to bring money. So grab a bag. Go right ahead, grab sugar, fill up with some dollars, and let's go around town. So we'll be right back right after this.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
And we're back here on Focus Forward having a wonderful show today. We've talked so much about Crafters Academy and Freeport Fashion Week and all of the work that was happening. But of course now we want to talk about something even more fun, even more exciting.
Drinks.
She was talking about food and drinks during the entire commercial break. Seriously, Alex, could you just eat before you come, please? we would appreciate that.
I think our viewers like when we have food on the show, and I can tell them about different restaurants.
But they don't eat it.
And I can tell them about different drinks and the mixologists and the chefs and all the great things that Grand Bahama has to offer.
Okay. All right then. With all the attitude, okay, no problem. So we want to get into this segment, then we're going to be talking about all of that, all of the drinks, all of the food, all of the places that you can go. And of course, we want to welcome our guests here to the show, Ms. Charmaine Johnson, the Business Development Officer at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here again.
And of course, for the very first time joining us, and it's certainly a pleasure to meet you, Ms. Nakia Wells, who is the Brand and PR Lead from the Grand Bahama Island Restaurant Fest Committee. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Pleasure to be here. I like your restaurant.
Yes. And of course, Mr. Harold Pinder, certainly not the first time Chef Pinder would have been with us. And we were talking about the commercial break, talking about the time when we were at Home Fabrics. Yeah. And he was cooking it up and chefing it up. And the fire alarm went off. We had a good time. Oh. Yes, the smoke was just good and the food was just great, just so divine. Of course, if you haven't watched that show, you could find it on our Facebook page. It's right there.
Y'all need to put under this show in the comments. Let's get our production team to say, hey, y'all need to go to the galley where Chef Harold is.
Definitely. And he is the head chef at the Galley Restaurant. And so although he didn't bring any food for us today, I'm asking now, Alex. You know, although he didn't bring it, you know, we're very happy and very delighted to have you. And we want to talk about this Restaurant Fest. What is happening? Restaurant Fest. So we need to talk to you first, Ms. Johnson. But because every time we hear about these things, we're wondering, so what does the Grand Bahama Port Authority have to do with this?
Yes.
You know, give us the tea. So what's
Absolutely.
going on?
So, of course, this is our second year of officially supporting the Grand Bahama Restaurant Fest. It's a part of our corporate responsibility to support all of our businesses, but in particular, we're very excited about food just as much as you are.
That's right.
And so, and so when we look at where these business opportunities are, obviously the Grand Bahama Port Authority is just more than just giving out business licenses. We do our part in supporting our businesses in that space as well, in the food and beverage space, in the tourism space. And so our role in supporting the upcoming event is exactly what it is. We're there, we're going to be there, as a matter of fact, for the official launch, and I'll let Nakia go into that, but absolutely our presence means a whole lot, not only for the participants, but for the community, because it is a community-focused and centered event.
Okay. This sounds great, and I'm really excited. So, Ms. Wells, let's come over to you. The Restaurant Fest Committee. First of all, can we just rewind? For those that haven't heard about... She has sound effects too. For those of us that haven't heard about the Restaurant Fest, just give us a little bit of history. Why did you guys start to do this?
So the Grand Bahama Island Restaurant Fest, we're in our 4th year, and it's something that we do to support the restaurants on island. The Grand Bahama food scene is so diverse. There are some amazing restaurants. We mentioned the Galley, and Chef Harold, he'll tell you a little bit about his menu this year. But 4 years ago, we know that traditionally on the island, during the month of August, it's a little bit slower, but the chefs, they still have their full creativity. So we introduced the Restaurant Fest to, bring in customers, let them flex their creativity and allow them to upsell their menus during this period of time. So this year's theme is Authenticity Reimagined. So we told them to take those Grand Bahamian dishes, like the pani cake, the fried lobster.
Alex, you love it.
Yes, all of those.
Watering
yes.
right now.
So all of those dishes that are unique to Grand Bahama, and we want them to put their spin on it. So, and the Restaurant Fest, it has 2 components. So one is from August 2nd to the 16th, you can get those prefix menus, all for one set price. And then on August 2nd at the Port Lucaya Marketplace, we have a taste of the Port Lucaya Marketplace where people can come in and they can experience everything that the Port Lucaya Marketplace has to offer.
Okay, now hold on, let's go back to the food, right?
Yes.
You said authenticity reimagined.
Yeah.
So there's no limits on what they
No.
can create. It just has to be something traditionally Bahamian?
Yes.
Okay.
So we want them to take those ingredients, those dishes, those techniques that Grand Bahama and Bahamian cuisine is known for, and we want them to run. We don't give them any limitation. Whatever their minds can come up with, we want to see it on a plate. And we've seen some of the menus coming in, and I'm very excited. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to take Chef Harold's thunder because as he does every single year, he put his foot in it, to say the least. So.
I hope it cleans.
So yes, and the chefs, they have been outdoing themselves, and we've seen the growth from the first year to now. The creativity has just exploded.
Yeah, 4 means more.
Yes.
It's going to be bigger than ever. So Chef Harold, tell us now. Listen,
Big
you're on the
expectations.
table. We need the tea.
Yes, I'm on the table now.
You need the tea.
So-
People are watching to know.
For me, Authenticity Reimagined, I was excited about the theme for this year. I'm always excited to do it because it gives me opportunity to showcase my creativity, right? So what we have on the menu this year, I'm doing a take on conch fritters, but it's a conch croquette with a peri-peri sauce, spicy, and it has a pigeon pea salsa.
Pigeon pea salsa.
Yes. So
Okay.
fresh pigeon peas picked from
I
the tree.
like it. Who picking it? You?
I'm picking it, yes. Me and some bread. So yeah, it's my take on a traditional Bahamian dish, with a little bit of elevation, which I like, and I think the people are gonna like.
Sounds like
And,
someone to make a spin on corned beef.
That's a good idea. I thought about that. I did think about that.
I just gave you something.
And then
so
I
there's
did-
reciprocal,
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna bring food to the table next time. But
So, Ms. Wells, let's talk about how does it work? So it's August the 2nd through to the 16th. On the 2nd, we're going to have a taste of Port Lucaya. What can persons expect if they were to come out to the marketplace?
So on the 2nd, you can expect some lively family fun entertainment. We're going to have live entertainers. We're going to have some samples by participating restaurants. This year, we're also introducing a mixology component by Mr. Marv Cunningham, which is Mr. Mix Bahamas. He has represented the entire world with the art of mixology mixology. And we're also bringing back the mixology competition for the second year in a row. Last year, MJ from Fair Play Lounge, he took the top honors, and this year he's coming to, you know, represent his title. So
I have to say that was a good drink he made.
oh, he did.
But I don't drink.
Really?
I heard.
Really?
Sorry, I heard.
Weren't you there?
Yes.
I was eating.
Yes, and she had lemonade, but she sensed the flavor of the cocktail.
Stop fooling yourself.
So we are inviting all of the Port Lucaya restaurants and bars to take part in the mixology competition. And for that competition, we're actually partnering with Caribbean Wines and Spirits, who will be providing the mixers, courtesy of Schweppes, as well as we're going to invite them to either utilize tequila, vodka, or rum to create a custom cocktail for the competition.
Just for that day.
Yes, yes. So you have to be out there to try it and see them putting their skills to the test.
Chef Harold, are you putting tequila in anything?
I'm not putting tequila in it. I'm putting coconut rum in some days.
Oh, I love. I mean, coconut rum is really good.
I know, right?
I heard it's tasty.
You heard about it.
I heard about it.
Okay.
I heard it's really good. So I'm gonna ask you, we're doing something with conch fritters. You're doing something with pigeon pea. Can you give us a little more?
Sure. So the entree is, I took a spin on traditional fish and grits. So I'm doing coconut rice grits. So you take rice and you mill it.
Coconut rice grits.
Correct. So you mill the rice as you would
Okay.
to the consistency of grits, and you cook it like you cook grits, but it's rice.
Just like work that, but go on.
Yes. With a spice grouper that's blackened.
Oh.
And that has a
like
charred, like a charred pineapple salsa also to give it some sweetness along with some
See, I
spice.
told you this year we need to get together and we need to go to the different restaurants and we need to be able to, you know, just taste the different meals
Taste
so we
it,
can
yeah.
give
Yes.
our own critique and bring our what do you call it? What do you call it? Bring the, what do these people want? Production team behind us.
She has
I
a big
agree.
budget. She has a big budget.
We'll let the restaurant best figure that part out. Just get us there, you know, because people pay attention to what we're doing. I got a good, nice little palette in there. So how many restaurants do we have on board with us already?
We
We're
have
still
well-
inviting more.
Oh yes, so we have well over a dozen restaurants taking part this year.
That's
Yes, and they range everywhere from beachfront eateries to fine dining establishments like the Galley. This year, one of our new additions is going to be the Pelicans on the Bay, and they are, you know, up in Pelican Point. So they're going to be taking those classic Bahamian dishes and doing their spin on it. So we're excited to see the diversity that stretches from the eastern end of the island to the western end of the island. And again, you can get an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert for one set price. And most of the menus are dishes that you can only get during the Grand Bahama Island Restaurant Fest.
Okay, so I think that's an important factor that we put out there because you're inviting people to come to the island.
Yes.
As we did like with Freeport Fashion Week, take a trip.
Yes.
Take a trip. Spend a week in Grand Bahama, whether you're from the other islands, out islands, or in Nassau, or anywhere else. Just come and have, and I love that this is an event that everyone can take part in.
Yes.
You know, not just locals, but also international people because it's the Restaurant Fest in Grand Bahama. We got big things.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a
Grand
lot.
in Grand Bahama.
Okay.
Yes. Can we hear some of the other restaurants that are participating?
Yeah, so we have Upstairs on the Bay. They have been, I think, one of our day one participants. We have Flying Fish, we have the Stoned Crab, just to name a few. And one of the things I also want to mention is that we have some very diverse food on Grand Bahama. We have the oldest fish fry in the entire Bahamas.
Do we really?
Yes, it's celebrated.
Did you fact checked it?
Yes, I did. It's over 40 years old. Yes, we went and we interviewed the team there, and they told us the history of the fish fry, and you know it was invented to restore their church in the community. And since then, they have been doing it consistently.
So this is the Smith's Point.
Smith's Point Fish
Fish
Fry,
fry.
the oldest in the Bahamas.
Amazing.
I'll give credit to some of the restaurants out there that are open 365 days a year. Anytime you feel like some conch fritters, you can go through Smith's Point and get yourself some conch fritters and fried fish. And I like what you said about the diversity in different restaurants because I personally have different restaurants that I go to for specific something. Like to me right now, a little shout out, nobody has given me a good shrimp and grits like Bell Channel. I like a nice creamy shrimp and grits, and they've really done that. And I can't lie, I love the monkey bread at Flying Fish. Yeah, I'm feeling that. And I like the onion rings up at that restaurant on the beach. What's it called? Sandbar.
Ah, yes.
And this lobster mac that you be putting down there, like.
And the stew fish burger. I didn't
talk
put
with
on
food
their
all day.
brunch menu.
Well, I've not had a stew fish burger yet, but that lobster mac has me like this. Lobster mac is like, oh, really? Really? And that's not an appetizer though. That's a whole
It's a
meal.
whole
I
meal.
tell people like
I mean, you
it's
can't
really
have
filling.
any. I mean, just like the whole thing. I'm like, okay, give me the container right now.
And that's one of the things I really want people to know is Grand Bahama is a food lover's paradise. And like I meant, there are dishes that you cannot get anywhere in the Bahamas. A pickle Kong salad, nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
You come up with a lot of information. You fact check that too.
Yes. Oh, I think Sherry will
I'm
come.
gonna be running with your information.
Sherry will come here and tell you this is that they were the innovators of the pickle Kong salad and pani cake. That is a big Grand
West End,
Bahamian
right?
dish. Yes.
Yes,
So you
yes.
go to other islands and you're looking for the pani cake. Oh no, you might get pancakes.
But not the panny cake.
Yes, not the pani cakes.
Not
yes.
panny cake. All right. So Chef Harold, so you're participating again. How did this benefit you last year?
So this has been really good for the company and the restaurant because it drives a lot of business to the restaurant because it allows us to showcase something different that's not usually on the menu that you can't get year round, and it brings people to get that. I already have people asking me about the menu for this year's Restaurant Fest, and I'm excited about it. So
I was
people
waiting for
are
the menu
excited.
to come out. All right. So we have that. So it's for the whole week. So that means that if I miss you on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll still be able to get that same meal on another night.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Every day.
And a set price.
At a
It's
set
that
price.
And I have to say that I was part of the Restaurant Fest last year. I'm working with the Grand Bahama Promotion Board, but also eating at the restaurants. And I can say that I thought the prices were really good for what they were offering. And so if anyone's thinking and wondering, well, how much is it going to cost? It's actually a very good price. Every restaurant has their own pricing. But I can tell you from what they're offering for what you're going to pay, definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it.
We go
Well,
ahead.
thank you guys so much. I will be
Together.
there. Maybe not with you, but I'll be around. I'll be around supporting. Lots of great food, just like you said, here around the island of Freeport, and it's wonderful to see that you guys can come together and be able to have an event that will give people the opportunity to experience that. And of course, definitely for our international viewers, we want to let you guys know you have an opportunity to be a part of this as well. Hop on a flight, right?
That's right.
Hop on a flight,
Spend
grab a
the time.
hotel, get a car, and yes,
Make a week of it.
Make
I
a week.
like
this is
it.
vacation time. This is summer season.
They
Look
have
at
to
all
make
of the nice
plans
sun
to
that
be
we have on the
Restaurant
outside.
Fest. And it happens every year around the same time.
Yes.
So on this particular year, you can go on a Wednesday. You go to Smith's Point Fish Fry. Thursday, you could go to Gombe Summer. You know, Friday you can enjoy the island. Saturday you can go to the launch of the Grand Bahama Island taste of Grand Bahama at the Port Lucaya Marketplace, and then you have the holiday on Monday. So you
Okay.
can make a trip of it.
So we
Make it
eating
a
and
week.
sleeping and
Yes.
drinking and rolling.
And it's the
all
start
in
of
one
lobster
week.
season.
And the start of lobster season.
Nice.
Yes. Last year's theme was lobster, was it?
Yes, so last year's theme was sustainability. So this year is authenticity reimagined. So every year we're going to have a different theme. Every year we're going to grow, we're going to evolve, and every year we add a different activity. So we're excited to see the growth.
Our local, our domestic travelers, these opportunities
Right.
are open to our own people as well. And so while we promote internationally, we also want to make sure that our own people don't feel left out. It is open for our persons coming in from Nassau, Abaco, Eleuthera. Come and make Grand Bahama that
Yes.
weekend of fun activities, and try and see what Grand Bahama has to offer. You will not be disappointed, I can assure you.
I can tell you
All
that.
right. Well, thank you so much. You will not be disappointed. You definitely heard that from Ms. Johnson, Business Development Officer at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. And of course, we are so excited. August 2nd, guys. This is the time when you need to be putting it in your calendars and making sure that you are going to support these local businesses, enjoy all of the great food, and have a lot of fun. We just heard from Ms. Wells. There's the Wednesday night fish fry,
That's right.
Thursday night Gombe Fest,
That's right.
Friday, go do anything. Maybe eat some lobster, take a tour, and then of
pickled
course
conch salad.
we have Saturday. You know, so lots of things happening. So you definitely want to be a part of this. Don't say there's nothing to do. There's lots to do.
There's always something
a
to do in
whole
Grand
lot of
Bahama.
things to be able
I don't know
to
where I
do
find time to work.
here in Grand Bahama. I don't know where
I
you
don't
do
know.
either with your 3 cell phones. But anyways. But listen, guys, thank you guys so much for being with us here on Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show. We want to remind you to please Always buy local, shop at home, support these local businesses, and we're very grateful to the Grand Bahama Port Authority for doing the work that they continue to do with the investments and also the spin-off opportunities. If you are someone that's an entrepreneur and you're looking for an opportunity to be able to do business, please reach out to Invest Grand Bahama, call 350-9000.
Get them the number.
Ask for the information that you would need in order for you to be successful. Alex, great show today.
Okay, let's not forget to shout out MOSAIC.
Yes.
The home of art right here.
This beautiful place.
That's it. So you want to make sure, pop into MOSAIC. It's right off of East Sunrise. You can't miss it. You want to support the local artists. All the work that's in here is for sale. As you know, we're doing some little art here too, you know, feeling a little art inspired. You talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, thank you for inviting us into your offices, your businesses, and your homes. Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show Focus Forward is always here for you. And until next time, I'm Glendia Sweeting.
I'm the wonderful Alex Thompson.
And we're informing you on the positive things that happen when you focus forward.
Listening to Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated. And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday, same time, same place, for Focus Forward.